So, hi everybody, my name's Ruth Goodwin and I'm from Be Balanced. And today I'm going to be chatting to my lovely friend Katy Garner. Hi Katy, how are you?
Hi, I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Good, I'm excellent, thank you. And we're going to be talking about my little series, One Size Fits One and Not One Size Fits All, which is what we're led to believe often. So, you happy to chat around kind of your lifestyle and your health and what you do to keep fit and healthy?
Absolutely, but can I just say it's so lovely to see you looking. You just look so beautiful and radiant, and your kitchen looks gorgeous.
Oh, thank you, and so do you. We've just been chatting offline, haven't we, about my SCOBY in the background, which I'm not going to show in a minute, but that's for another time. So, what are you up to at the minute?
I'm busy writing my online course and creating the webinar that introduces people to it, basically.
Okay, do you want to tell everybody what it is you do, and if they want to get in touch with you, they can do on Facebook, can't they?
Yeah, that's great. Well, I'm a stress less specialist. So my mission, I suppose, is to help people to avoid burnout, because I've burnt out myself, as I know that you have in the past.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that you don't see the signs yourself when it's coming. It just hits you like a ton of bricks, and then it takes a long time to recover. So I want to help people to prevent them from getting to that point, basically helping them see the signs in themselves and showing them, empowering them with tools and techniques to help them prevent themselves from getting to that place.
That sounds fantastic, because there's so many people out there who seem to be busy, not actually achieving, or busy all the time and not actually taking care of themselves. Would you agree?
Absolutely. And especially in sort of the self-employment world, I see a lot of women exactly like I was last year and the year before, thinking that you can't possibly take a break because everything will just fall apart. Well, actually, in the end, if you fall apart, then everything does fall apart. So it's best to be able to learn to train yourself, I guess, to take those little breaks when you need it and to do the right things for yourself, like you teach us with nutrition.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree, and I've obviously been there too, and that's for another time when you interview me. So you obviously had your issue last year, and you went off the radar for a little while. So let's talk about how you came back from that and what kind of steps you took to come back from it in terms of eating, drinking, your lifestyle in general, your sleep patterns. Did you have to start from scratch again?
Completely from scratch. So what happened, just for those people that don't know, I had a breakdown at the end of November last year. I'd suffered with stress and anxiety throughout my life, really, which is why I've made it my mission to help people with it. But then starting a business was a completely new thing, and I didn't realise that I wasn't taking my own advice. I just carried on without sleeping properly or eating properly, So when it all crashed, thank goodness for wonderful friends like you who are there for me. Thanks for that. But what I needed was I learned that what I was missing was actually listening to exactly what my body needed.
Yeah.
And it took my brain to just crash and give me complete silence for some time to actually start to tune back into the amount of sleep that I needed and the amount of rest that wasn't sleep, just being in silence, in meditation, to not be drinking so much alcohol. Alcohol was always a crutch for me when I was stressed. It always has been. I always reach for a glass of wine or Prosecco or whatever it is, and then think, it's like at the end of a long busy day, you're like, oh, glass of wine, oh, now I can breathe.
Yeah.
And actually, when I listened to my body properly, that wasn't helping me to de-stress at all. It wasn't helping me to breathe. It was actually making things worse, really.
Yeah, I think everybody thinks that, well, most people who drink anyway, think that alcohol is a relaxant, and actually it has the opposite effect on the body. And it's almost psychosomatic, isn't it, when you get home and you think, right, I'm going to sit down for a drink. That's me relaxed. But actually, if you do the same with a soda water with lime in it, you can get exactly the same effect without having the alcohol.
Yes, or a fennel tea.
Exactly. Good for you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that you had to get to those depths to find it, but obviously life's a journey, and everything happens for a reason, doesn't it? So, you obviously had to go through it.
And even when it was happening, it sounds a bit bizarre, but even when it was happening, I knew what a wonderful thing it was, and I knew what a gift it was, and I knew that I could learn so much from it. And it gave me the opportunity, because I had to stop business, I couldn't serve clients, and I couldn't do anything particularly useful in society. So it gave me a brilliant opportunity to read and to learn and to study everything that I needed to do, which was a wonderful, and to sort of reset my eating habits, and I just reset everything, really. It was brilliant.
It's actually a great opportunity. You know, the universe gave you an amazing opportunity there, really, didn't it? And that's the way to look at it.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
You had another chance, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And now I can help people in even more of a congruent way, because because I've been to the bottom now. I've hit the dip.
Yeah.
And although I've learned about the natural ebbs and flows of the universe as well. Like it's law that what goes up must come down, and vice versa. So I know that there'll be dips again, but I know I'm better prepared now for the next time. And I know I can certainly prevent things from getting as bad as
Once you have the awareness, it will stay with you forever, won't it? And as soon as you start to see any signs, you can actually nip it in the bud and use all the tools that you've learned. Because you've been learning the tools actually for a long time, haven't you? It's obviously last year you just chose to ignore the signs. It's exactly what I did when I had my adrenal fatigue. They were staring at me, they were screaming at me, and I just ignored them until it was too late. And you know, it's human nature, isn't it, really?
It is, and part of it's that determination as well. It's that determination to succeed. Like, I will not listen to these signs. I will power through with this, because I am going to make this work. It's that whole completely counterproductive way of thinking, which I think is sort of drummed into us on social media far too much, really, rather than being encouraged to take a step back and just, you know, relax and enjoy those little bits of life. We sort of we're told that if we're not going 100 miles an hour, then we're failing, or if we're not getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do a power walk, then we're failing. If we're not, you know, making things happen right now, then we're failing. And for me, I certainly got caught up in that message, and that was a huge lesson for me, which I'm really, really glad that I learned.
So now coming back up from that, how did you go about, let's talk food first if we can. How did you go about sort of changing your diet and making sure you were getting what you needed?
It was a lot of listening to myself. Diet's always been an issue for me, because I've always wanted to be a vegetarian, and then not known how to properly nourish myself when it comes to not eating meat. You know, I was vegetarian for 14 years before, and I didn't like nuts. I hated cheese. I was allergic to eggs. You know, just all of the things that people would say, you know, you need this. I wouldn't eat like loads of beans or anything. I just had a really limited diet, and the consequence wasn't very well. But part of my recovery has been to look more into what my body actually needs. So, you know, my diet now is very high in, well, it's mostly a plant-based diet now. I eat loads of nuts. I love nuts, and rather than having like a packet of crisps or a chocolate bar in the car, I always have like a little tub of nuts, just mixed nuts and seeds. Because you know, I do get hungry, so, and that's if they're just there, rather than stopping and buying some rubbish, I will just eat something that's healthy. I drink tons and tons of water. I've bought myself, you know, BPA-free water bottle. I drink tons of water. But yeah, the main thing, because I did go to a nutritional therapist and found out that I am intolerant to dairy and eggs. I can eat eggs now. I'm not as allergic as I used to be, but I am intolerant to them. So I've been trying to follow a dairy-free, egg-free diet for a while. But I had a bit of a turning point. Just a couple of months ago, I was working with a lady who, with dementia, I went as part of my recovery. Might sound crazy to some people, but I just took a break from business and I went to be a live-in carer for a lady with dementia for a while.
Oh, how lovely.
And she was gorgeous. But she hated flies, and so she used to try and get me to kill flies. And it absolutely broke my heart killing flies. But then I was trying to eat a pork chop at the same time, and it was messing with my head. That juxtaposition of not wanting to kill this tiny little fly, but eating a dead pig. So I stopped eating meat again, and this time I'm actually doing it right. I'm following a proper plant-based diet. I'm supplementing quite heavily at the moment with things like B vitamins, probiotics, digestive enzymes, things to support my
support your gut health.
And I'm still feeling my way through it.
But do you feel better?
Sorry?
Are you feeling better with it?
I'm feeling lighter, yeah.
Are you? Yeah. But in every way.
In every way, and especially I've given myself another challenge lately because I read Wheat Belly, and now I'm reading Grain Brain. Have you read those?
Oh my goodness, yes, I have. I know.
Well, there's another game changer. So I've cut wheat out of my diet as well now, wheat and gluten, which it just means I'm having to be more creative with what I'm eating. So I'm eating loads of quinoa. With just loads of vegetables and I'm still learning. I need to say again. Sorry.
Have you tried amaranth? That's quite a good one. That's a really good one, and you can pop it in a pan. You get the grapes, you can pop it in a pan, and it makes a sort of cereal. It's really useful.
Amaranth.
Well, good for you. It's quite challenging, isn't it? When I've done the same, I've taken gluten out just because I find it bloats me quite a lot. But interestingly, I don't know if you know, I haven't spoken to you for so long, but my son Ben has been diagnosed with epilepsy. He's had 3 seizures. And I've been doing a lot of background research because it's very difficult to find the right person to talk to about this. They want to just put you straight onto this really strong medication. And as a family, we're quite anti-taking medication if we can avoid it. And Ben in particular is saying, I don't want to be on long-term medication without understanding why and what it's going to do for me. And I read a link that said, it's one of those chicken and egg things. Epilepsy and gluten-free or gluten can be a problem, but you don't know whether the epilepsy came first or the gluten intolerance came first.
Right.
So I'm trying to get him to do the same, but for an 18-year-old to take it out of the diet, it's, pizza, he likes his pizza.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm glad that you've got a diagnosis for that, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. It's taken a long time, but he's getting there. It's just, I think part of it, and I mean, this is another story, but part of it is getting your head around it. It's like you when you crashed and when I had my adrenal fatigue, you think, is this really happening to me? Why is this happening to me? And you do start to question it to start with, don't you? And I'm just Ben that, no, this is part of your journey. You have to accept it, own it, and it's part of your journey.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, bless him. I've heard that the keto diet's very good for.
Yes, I have as well. Yeah, and it does sort of err towards that anyway. So we'll get there. Anyway, going back to you. So you have to prepare yourself and plan ahead. That's the thing, isn't it? When you change your diet like that, when you can't just grab something on the run, or when you go to a restaurant, you have to sort of pre-think. What am I going to eat when I go out? And that can be quite mind-blowing in itself, can't it?
Absolutely. And the amount of Tupperwares I now have is huge. And I just bought myself a spork as well, just to keep in the car, because you can't just grab a sandwich the way that you do, or, you can't just pop to the shop and get something, which actually is a really good thing, because the amount of sort of ready-made food that I used to eat, I'd just grab a ham sandwich or just anything. And the amount of rubbish that's in those, not just the ham or the bread and the wheat and the gluten, but all the salt and sugar as well that's in everything.
Yeah, it's in everything, isn't it?
Yeah. In fact, I made myself some pancakes on Monday morning with like a gluten-free pancake mix, but with almond milk and bananas instead of eggs. And they were gorgeous, but I put sort of honey and syrup and things on, and I had such a moody day.
Oh, did you? The sugar? Yeah.
So much sugar, and I'm just not used to having it anymore.
Yeah. So are you finding that you're much more in tune with your body now?
Yeah.
If you do eat something, that doesn't necessarily agree with you, you feel it straight away? Yeah,
and Saturday was a perfect example, because it was a PMT day, and when I have PMT days, it used to be lots of carbs, lots of bread and things like that, which, you know, I've been avoiding. So I managed all week without any, and these pancakes were sort of my little answer to what my body was craving, I guess.
Yeah.
But I just felt so rotten all day. Really moody, really up and down. Luckily I was in the house on my own, so no one had to deal with it.
Are you journaling all of this? Are you doing a journal?
I started my journal again on Saturday. I hadn't journaled. I journaled when I had my breakdown. I journaled quite a bit then. I did quite a few little video diary things as well, actually. Particularly through my panic attacks and things, because that had never happened to me before, and I was a bit fascinated by it. So but since then I've just been letting myself flow through it, but I have started journaling again now, because I want to do it more consciously now. I really like your lives, actually, your Facebook lives, because they're so honest and they're so from the heart. You know, whatever you're going through, it's quite brave, I think. You know, I always get nervous when I do lives, and I don't know whether you do, but I think, well, the message I've got is quite strong, and I think I'm feeling it. I feel like I need to share it, and I'm guessing you feel the same, and that, you know, when somebody watches it, they realise that this is heartfelt, and I think that's lovely. I really enjoy watching your Facebook Live, so please do lots more. Thank you. Well, likewise. I might do one after this, actually, because I've not done one for ages, and I need to get back into them, because it's when you feel those nerves, as you do and I do exactly the same, it's not about us, is it? It's about whoever might need to hear what we've got to say that day. Yes,
that's right. And actually, I was reading something the other day, and I've heard this so many times in my life before, and you obviously know through your training, that the feeling of nerves is exactly the same. The exact same thing in your body happens when you're excited. So if you just turn it around, so I'm really excited to share it, rather than more nervous, then
exactly. It's just changing the language in your head.
Yeah. We have this crazy language, don't we, to put ourselves down and make ourselves fearful, when actually, you know,
we're so good at that. We're very well practiced at that. That's what we've practiced the most in all our lives. I can speak for nearly everybody when I say that. That's what we've practiced all our lives, and therefore relearning it, learning to think a new way. To, you know, be nice to yourself as if you're a little child. You know, how many people would speak to their child how they speak to themselves? I know, exactly. This is all about the course I went on last week. Was all about your script, your inner voice. Oh, fab. And how you have to learn to put it to one side and tell it to go away. It's not serving us, is it? It's absolutely not. No. It's no. What was the course? It's called Broadband Consciousness. If you check out a guy called Richard Wilkins and a lady called Liz Ivory on Facebook. Richard does loads and loads of videos. He's absolutely phenomenal, larger than life guy, and talks about this script that everybody has running in their head. And it's not you. You know, when you're an alcoholic, we're veering off a bit here, but if you're an alcoholic and you go to Alcoholics Anonymous, they go, right, I want you to own it. You are an alcoholic. Say, I am an alcoholic, yeah? But you're not. You're somebody that drinks alcohol, yeah? And he says, by the same token, all these voices going on in your head, it's not you. Because if you stop for 5 seconds and listen to your thoughts, yeah, then how can you do that if it's you? Do you know what I mean? It's not you, is it? I'm sure you're doing all your training. If you can observe your thoughts, those thoughts can't be you. So those thoughts are your script. So we all had to say our story, our life story, and they were all very different with the people in the group. But what it boiled down to was everybody had this script running, and it's like page after page after page, right from being a tiny little tot. Yeah. You know, by the time you get to at my age, it's like probably mountains high. You know, and everybody's listening to it, and it's an issue, isn't it? Exactly. And whose script is it originally? It's not your script originally. It's whatever's been put in. Yeah. And then it turns into, what's your script for? Why have you put this slant on it or that slant on it? For what purpose? You know, it's really interesting. We'll do another video on that, shall we? Okay. Tell me a food that you couldn't live without. Bananas. Bananas. Oh, that's a good one. Oh God, my mum always used to tell me I would turn into a monkey because I ate so many bananas. Oh, I'm trying to. What's that? It could be worse. It could be worse. Well, yeah, true. I'm trying to cut down on them a bit because I eat too many. You know, they're quite sort of high carb, high sugar, the bananas.
Yeah.
So
It's
4 a day.
Moderation, isn't it?
Yeah, 4 a day is a bit
so
much.
You're not a chocoholic or crisp fan or anything like that?
I do like crisps, and if they're in the house, they will be gone quite quickly. So I try not to bring them into the house.
Yeah.
And chocolate, I was a massive chocoholic, but when I couldn't eat milk chocolate anymore, I went through a grieving process.
Oh, I'll have to make you some of mine. I'll make some raw milk chocolate, see what you think.
Yeah, no, I missed your chocolate workshop. I was so gutted about that.
Oh.
But yeah, I do love my dark chocolate now. It was a bit of you know, for people that don't like dark chocolate, it's a bit of a acquired taste.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. And I love that you can't eat that much of it. You know, with milk chocolate, I used to eat a giant bar in one go.
Yeah.
But now, you know, a square of dark chocolate satisfies me.
Yeah, and you are actually getting, sorry, I put my drink down, I don't know where it is. Anyway, dark chocolate, you're getting some health benefits, you know, you're getting the antioxidants from it and, you know, energy boost and all that kind of thing. And you only need a couple of squares, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Although I can eat more than 2 squares. I have to really put it away after 2 squares. So how are you sleeping after your comeback? Did you get your sleep back on track? Were you losing sleep when you went through your breakdown? What happened with it?
The only thing I can really remember about sleep and my breakdown was that first night. I just remember laying awake all night staring at the light bulb and thinking it was moving. A little bit strange. So I can't really remember too much more about my sleep at that time. But the main thing for me is just to make sure that I get enough. I need like a lot of sleep. Yeah. And I know how much sleep I need now, you know. And if people are wanting me to stay up late, then they can just do one. Because I'll know sometimes, you know, I can have a bit of a late night till 11 o'clock or something. But I like to be in bed by 9 and asleep by 10, half 10, because I do my meditation when I get to bed. I do always at least 15 minutes of meditation before I go to sleep. So that sort of, you know, an hour, half an hour to an hour in bed before is like my bit of me time as well. Yeah, sounds blissful. Do you do your meditation in bed then? Yeah, I do at the moment. Yeah. Do you sit up? Sit up, yeah, sitting up. Yeah. Always straight back, sitting up cross-legged. Yeah. Because otherwise I'd fall asleep. And that's why I asked. Yeah. Yeah. And I do a tantra meditation that I learned in India when I went to do my yoga teacher training. It's quite a simple one. And anyone can do it. I want to share with people as well that would be lovely. If you wouldn't mind doing a video on that would be great. I'd be really interested because John and I are trying to get more into meditation. I have my Ayurvedic type done, and I'm Vata type, and I knew I was because I'm like rushy, want to be doing things all the time, and meditation, I can't sit still long enough to do that. But when I did Energy for Life, like you, Shola, you know, I kind of really got into it then, and now I've got out of the habit, and I'm just starting to train myself back into it. But any help I can get would be great. So yeah, if you do a video on it, that would be lovely. Cool, I will do. Yeah, I'm Vata. Story for you actually. The other night I was following somebody on Facebook who was doing a 10-minute meditation at 10 o'clock at night, and Nat and John were sitting in the lounge. So I said, well, I'm going to go on the landing and do it. So I sat there on my comfy cushion, cross-legged, doing my meditation. And it was just 10 minutes of sitting there. So I was thinking, oh, this is great. Got really into it. I didn't look at him at all on the video. I didn't keep pressing the phone. And then John walked past me, walked into the kitchen and started to emptying the dishwasher. And I went, John, I'm trying to effing meditate, which Nat found hilarious and obviously spoiled the whole thing. That's so zen. So would you please do a video for everybody? Yeah, because it's not as hard as people think that they've got to clear their mind, and then they think, well, I can't clear my mind won't go blank, so I can't do it. That means I'm failing at it. Well, that's not the case. If your mind was clear, if your mind didn't have an object, it wouldn't exist. So your mind, it needs to work. It needs to be thinking of things. The trick is just to be giving it something to think about. Yeah. That's all. And then to be kind to it and keep bringing it back to that thing.
Yeah.
Just like you would a child you're trying to get to focus on a bit of work and it keeps wandering off. You just gently coax it back.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
with love. That's all.
Okay, well, I look forward to your video. Seriously, that would be really good. I'm sure everybody that's watching this will think that they'd like to have a look at it as well. Because most people do actually find meditation challenging, don't they?
Absolutely. Really hard, because they think they're doing it wrong and they're not.
Yeah,
they're doing
exactly.
it right.
And there is no wrong.
There is no wrong.
Comes into your head, you just let it go, yeah, and then another one pop in, another one pop in, and it's fine. That's absolutely fine.
It's like yoga. It's called practice for a reason.
Yeah.
It's always practice. There's never getting it right. There's never perfection. It's just keeping on practicing.
Yeah. And is yoga your exercise of choice? I know you like walking as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do like walking, but yoga I love, because there's no other exercise where you can lie down so much.
And stay flexible and supple and get all those
strong as well.
Yeah, really strong.
I need to get back to my handstand practice. This time last year I was practicing handstands, and now I was ignoring the tennis elbow, which was another part of my stress symptoms.
Okay.
I've now managed to sort out, thanks to an amazing chiropractor.
Okay, fantastic.
Who just cracked my neck a lot, which was brilliant. Who knew that a painful elbow was coming from your neck? Who knew this?
I know, it's incredible, isn't it? Yeah, could be foot, could be anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, that was another thing that I used to teach people and tell people that I wasn't practicing myself at the end of last year. I really let everything slide, including that. But yoga, it's always helped me as yoga. Even when I was at university, I had an old record of my mum's, like an album with was it the Green Goddess?
Yes, yeah.
Green leotard and green shiny tights. Yeah. So that was, I took it to uni with me.
Yeah, and she used to be on GMTV, didn't she?
Yeah. I used to do that yoga when I was at uni, and it was the only thing that really calmed me down and helped me to really relax.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It is amazing for relaxation. I do it. I've got into a routine now of doing it in the morning after my journal, and then I do it in the evening before my journal. So however much time I've got is dependent on how much yoga I'll do, but I definitely have it in my schedule every day, and it makes a massive difference. And I think, I'm trying to train Nat to do it, because I think everybody should do it to stay flexible. And he plays a lot of rugby, and he gets quite stiff from rugby. And I was showing him Happy Baby the other night. His legs are so big he couldn't get into the position. I said, "You're practicing this." It was very funny. Anyway, moving back to you. So, is there somebody who inspires you that you'd like to share?
There's loads of people who inspire me. Who inspires me? Shola inspires me. Our teacher, our Energy for Life teacher. She is a huge inspiration.
Amazing.
She's a wonderful, wonderful lady, because she really is the epitome of what she teaches. She's so congruent with what she teaches.
Yeah.
And my mentor I've got at the moment, Dylan Denitra, as well. He is, again, another person who's just so congruent, and he's just so heartfelt, and he links that bridge between the material and the spiritual world so beautifully. Yeah, which is
incredible.
I think that quite often there's a big divide in society. Do you know what? When I say society, I'm meaning Facebook, basically, because that's
that is society now.
Where my friendships are. It's where I've got my peer group from. It really has been everything. But there's a big divide. There's like the ultra spiritual group, and then there's the ultra coachy sort of money. Let's make money group. And there's very few people that link those two worlds. But Dylan's one of them. And I'd like to be able to be a bit of a link for those two worlds as well.
Fantastic.
But another inspiration has always been Mary Morrissey. I don't know if you've heard of Mary Morrissey.
No, I haven't.
Mary Manning Morrissey. She's an American coach.
Yeah.
She's worked with the Dalai Lama, Deepak, Wayne Dyer and everyone. She's one of the gang.
Yeah.
And she used to be a preacher, but she's just another one of those who links the world. She does a program called Dream Builder.
Oh, I'm writing this down. Dream Builder.
Yeah. Just look for Mary Morrissey. She had kidney disease when she was a teenager, and she was going to have like a last ditch attempt to have the worst kidney removed in the hope that it would give her a little bit of a longer, a few months rather than weeks to live. And a clergy person came to speak to her. I can't remember what the person's rank was or anything like that, but she came to speak to her and she said, "Can you believe," she said, everything starts first with a thought. So this bed that you're lying in and the clothes that you're wearing, it started first with a thought. She said, "Can you believe that you can think all the disease from your better kidney into the other kidney to be removed?" She said, "No, I don't think I can believe that." She said, "That's," and the preacher said to her, "Can you believe in my belief?" And she went, "Yeah, I can believe in your belief," because she said she just seemed to believe it so much. And so she had her kidney removed, and it turned out that all the disease had gone everywhere else. And she's in her 60s, 70s now. So she went on to live a really long and healthy life.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible.
Because of that one conversation.
Yeah, that's incredible. I'm reading a book which is along those lines at the moment, actually, about people who have, using lifestyle and thought techniques, have cured themselves of illness. Yeah. And I believe in it totally.
Well, there's such a strong mind-body connection, and it's nice that now that the scientists of today are actually learning that those ancient wisdom, tradition, beliefs are actual fact now. It's sort of, in this day and age, people need proof, and it's starting to be proved now, the mind-body connection.
It is, yeah. And the gut, and how important the gut is in health, it's absolutely incredible, and now they can prove it. I'm so excited because I did a gut course at the end of my IIN coaching course, and it would be great. My plan is to work with people who've got gut issues like I've had all my life. I used to think it was really normal to have tummy ache, and I'm sure you were the same.
Absolutely.
Because it wasn't really talked about anyway then, and there certainly wasn't a connection between the vagus nerve, which runs from the gut to the brain. There was no talk about that, and it's incredible, and the messages that are sent backwards and forwards, and I think we all need to be taking note of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I still struggle. I've got irritable bowel syndrome, and I've had one bout of a few months where I didn't have it after some hypnotherapy, and then it came back, with the stress and everything. I've always had irritable bowel syndrome. I'm always bloated, no matter what I seem to do with my diet. I've actually found a 21-day cleanse that I'm going to try that teaches me about FODMAPs and all of the different things. So I'm forever searching for answers to that. So any help?
I'll be able to help you. We'll talk about that later. So just one more question before we go. What's your top tip for healthy living that you have sort of taken on, or maybe you did before and then dipped out when you were ill and have now taken back on, that you would share with other people who are challenged to find something? What would be your one thing?
Meditation. Meditate every day. Even if it's just 15 minutes is the optimum minimum time. So it takes 15 minutes a day to switch off the stress response and switch on your relaxation response.
Okay, that's interesting.
A day of a meditative activity. So it doesn't even have to be meditation, but yoga or Tai Chi or prayer. They found out that prayer does exactly the same as meditation, and it doesn't matter what your religious beliefs or anything like that. It's as long as it's got a repetition and a disregard for everyday thoughts.
Yeah. So chanting.
Chanting, absolutely.
I love chanting. Chanting's so therapeutic. Again, I did it with the Ayurvedic guys, and oh my God, really.
Which also has the added benefit of the sound therapy vibrations through your body.
Yeah.
It's incredible. But meditation, if you can meditate at least once a day for 15 minutes, that's
great. I think you did a video on that, didn't you?
Probably.
If you share that would be useful, and the other video that we mentioned earlier will be great. So thank you so much for chatting to me.
Thank you for chatting to me.
And now I want to see you, to give you a hug in person. We can arrange that.
We'll kind of arrange that. And like I say, please can I interview you next, because I've got so many questions.
Of course, just give me a shout. But it's been really lovely to see you and talk to you. So you take care.
You too. Take care. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye, lovely.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.